Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And I'm pleased to welcome us to the third virtual seminar for the executive members of FUTA Alumni Association worldwide, being hosted by the University Advancement Center. Before we go into the nitty-gritty of the day, permit me to welcome officially everyone who is here. Some of us are here live and others are online virtually. We are all warmly welcome. The screen isn't very clear, but I would introduce the people here present physically as a connection to those people who are online. You are all important and you are warmly welcome. So in our midst this morning, physically, is the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic of the University, Professor Timothy Taiwo Amos. You're welcome, sir. We also have other very important people here, and one of such is our first guest lecturer, who is a former Vice Chancellor of Redeemers University, and of course, he was once our Director of WACS in FUTA, and I would say Director of Advancement Center. He is Professor Debo Adeyewa. He will be lecturing us today He will be lecturing us today on mobilizing alumni support for academic excellence and infrastructural development. We also have Mr. Enock Ajayi, a former Chief Advancement Officer of the university. He's going to take the second lecture on the strategic role of alumni in shaping FUTA's future. Mr. Enock Ajayi, you are warmly welcome to this platform. And it's called at this juncture to recognize the presence of the incoming Dean of the School of Postgraduate Studies, the latest Dean in FUTA, Professor Peter Ayodeji. The Director Advancement Center is also here, the convener of this meeting. He is Professor Vincent Ajayi. Welcome. I see the Director of Corporate Communications also there, Mr. Adebanjo Adegbenro. You are welcome, sir. I see the Director of WACS, Professor Ife Balogun. The University Librarian, apologies, sir. I see you. You're warmly welcome, Dr. Robert Awoyemi. You're welcome, sir. I welcome every other person here, deans, directors, members of the Alumni Association, all participants here present. You're welcome. Without wasting time, shall we quickly go into the next item on the agenda, and that will be the welcome address by the Director, Advancement Center.
Thank you very much. Madam Vice Chancellor, ably represented by Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Professor T.T. Amos, Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, online. Deans and Directors, distinguished guest speaker, Professor Debo Adeyewa, and Mr. Enock Ajayi. The principal officers, I can see Dr. Robert Awoyemi, the University Librarian. Then the worldwide president of FUTA Alumni Association, Mr. Billy Buje, and other executives of the association. The distinguished executive for FUTA Alumni Associations, ladies and gentlemen, greatest Futarian, grace. It's my great pleasure to warmly welcome you to this third virtual seminar of the University Advancement Center, team Mobilizing Alumni Support for Academic Excellence and Infrastructural Development. This seminar reflects our shared commitment to strengthening the bond between FUTA and alumni across the world. It also provides an opportunity to learn global best practices in alumni engagement, strategic fundraising, partnership development, and sustainable alumni relationship management, all geared towards advancing our great university. On behalf of the University Advancement Center, I sincerely appreciate our visionary Vice Chancellor, Professor A.T. Oladiji, FAS, for unwavering support and approval of this important initiative. I also thank the leadership of FUTA Alumni Association worldwide for their collaboration in bringing together alumni from different branches and chapters across the globe. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to the distinguished guest speakers, Professor Deputy Adeyewa and Mr. Enock Ajayi, who have graciously accepted to share their wealth of experience despite their busy schedules. We are confident that their presentation will inspire us and provide practical strategies for strengthening alumni contribution to the university growth. Greatest Futarians, across the world, successful universities are built on strong partnership, and the alumni, ambassadors, mentors, advocates, and valued developmental partners, whose contribution supports teaching, research, student welfare, innovation, and infrastructural development. The University Advancement Center remains committed to working closely with all FUTA alumni branches and chapters, both within Nigeria and in the diaspora, to deepen alumni engagement and mobilize greater support for university development agenda. We sincerely appreciate every alumnus, alumni set, and alumni association that has continued to give back generously to our alma mater. As we move forward, we invite even greater collaboration. Together we can build stronger partnership, attract more resources, and create lasting opportunity that will benefit future generation of FUTA students. Your participation today demonstrates your commitment to the continuing progress of our university, and we are grateful for your presence and anticipated contributions. Once again, I warmly welcome you all to this seminar and wish you all a fruitful, insightful, and impactful section. Thank you very much.
Director, the University Advancement Center, that was brief and loaded. While he was delivering his welcome address, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Development, Professor Sunday Oluyamo, came in. We welcome you, sir. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, permit me to welcome the representative of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adenike Olabiji, in the person of Professor Timothy Taiwo Amos, to deliver the Vice Chancellor welcome address.
Good morning, everybody. While I will not go through the protocols again, I will especially want to recognize our own former Vice Chancellor of Redeemer University, Professor Deputy Adeyewa. Honors, the former DVCA of FUTA, who happens to also be a director in WASCA, where we are using now. We thank you, sir, for your unwavering support to the advancement of FUTA. You have been in the forefront of ensuring that FUTA retains its global ranking. We appreciate your efforts and commitments to all that you do for FUTA. My friend and my brother, the DVC Development, Professor Oluyamo, again, I recognize you. Thank you. She would ordinarily have joined virtually, but I guess her presentation is at about this time in another conference. That is the reason why she has asked me to come in and deliver this welcome remark to every one of us. I will also appreciate the director, WASCA. I don't know whether to call him baby director because he's not yet a year old in the advancement. Yes, Professor Vincent. I also appreciate our own Professor Ife Balogun, the director of WASCA, who has graciously allowed us to use this facility this morning. I also recognize our own Professor Ayodeji, the brand new of the School of Strategic Studies. I also recognize the alumni presidents worldwide. That is Mr. Billy Ibuje. You are most appreciated, sir. Thank you for how you have been coming in the forefront in recent time to join us. I also saw architect Yemi Bello, the former alumni president worldwide. Thank you, sir, for your support for FUTA, your alma mater. Yes, we can see others who I will not bother mentioning their name. If I don't mention your name, you are highly recognized. And on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, I warmly welcome you all to the third virtual seminar for executives of FUTA Alumni Association worldwide. Although we are in different parts of the world, but through our screens, we are connected, and we remain united by our shared identity and enduring bond as proud alumni of the Federal University of Technology, Akure. This common heritage continues to inspire our collective commitment to the advancement of our alma mater. I sincerely commend your steadfast support and invaluable contributions towards the realization of FUTA's vision of becoming a world-class university of technology and a center of excellence in teaching, research, innovation, and community development. Your dedication, advocacy, and continued engagement have made a significant role in strengthening the university's reputation and expanding its impact globally. Our university continues to distinguish itself as a leading institution of excellence in technology, innovation, entrepreneurship, and cutting-edge research. Of course, you can Google that and find out our ranking. Though we are not doing the best we could, but we are still trying to move up. Over the past years, the university has recorded remarkable achievements in academic excellence, research and innovation, student development, infrastructural expansion, strategic partnership, and global visibility. These accomplishments reflect the dedication of our staff, students, alumni, and core stakeholders to the university's vision of becoming a world-class institution. However, the journey to greatness cannot be undertaken alone. No truly great university attains lasting excellence without the active support and commitment of its alumni. This is why the theme of today's seminar, Mobilizing Alumni Support for Academic Excellence and Infrastructural Development, the strategic role of alumni in shaping FUTA's future, is both timely and inspiring. Our alumni are more than just graduates of this great institution. You are lifelong partners in our shared mission of excellence. As distinguished ambassadors of the FUTA brand across the world, you project the university's values and achievements wherever you go. You serve as mentors who inspire and guide the next generation, employers who create opportunities for our graduates, benefactors whose generosity strengthens our capacity, and advocates who champion our culture, influencing leaders whose voices help shape policies and partnerships that advance the university's aspirations. Your continued engagement is indispensable to FUTA's future. Together, we can build a stronger institution, enhance the quality of teaching and research, expand our infrastructure, foster innovation, and ensure that FUTA remains at the forefront of technological education and national development for generations to come. As management, we are committed to making FUTA more alumni-friendly. We will create clear channels for engagement, ensure transparency in project implementation, and give alumni a seat at the table in shaping policies. We never see you as outsiders. You are core stakeholders. FUTA is your home, and your success is our success. We never fail to celebrate your success. Distinguished alumni, the future of FUTA will not be shaped by wishful thinking. It will be shaped by strategic actions, and you are central to these actions. Let this seminar not end as talk. Let it birth committees, projects, and partnerships that will beckon to the next generation of FUTArians with pride. I once again express our sincere appreciation to you for your unwavering love, commitment, and support to the university. Your continued dedication to the growth and advancement of FUTA is highly commendable. It is now my pleasure to formally declare this seminar open. I wish you all a productive, insightful, and engaging deliberation, and I look forward to the fruitful discussions and valuable outcomes that will emerge from this seminar. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Round of applause for FUTA. Thank you very much, FUTA Alumni Association, for thus far you have moved the university under the leadership, of course, of our able president, Mr. Billy Ifuji. At this point, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll be listening to Professor Z.D. Adeyewa speaking to us about mobilizing alumni support for academic excellence and infrastructural development. Professor.
Thank you very much. I hope this can be seen, shared. Let me take this time to thank the university for inviting me. I want to thank you so much. I want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor, Professor Temidayo Latichi, for this opportunity. And I also want to thank his able representative, the DVCA, Professor Titi Amos. I'm so glad that the DVCP is here, Professor Luyama. May God honor you, sir, because I understand that he's quite busy. In fact, he should be at chairing another board meeting now. So I really appreciate that a lot. Okay, and also want to appreciate the director here, particularly the director of Advancement Center, our own brother, Debo Ajayi. And I invited my friend and brother here. I was around 4 years when I invited him. I said, he's a strategic partner. And you'll see why later on. Some of us are passionate about FUTA, about the development of FUTA. And so he's one of them. And I want to thank him for being here. All those who are here, I want to really appreciate you. I can see CDO, and that's quite interesting. I call him CDO. So we'll start. But let me say from the start, the director of advancement has mentioned it. I've had a unique privilege in FUTA, a very unique one, very unique one. I passed through all the ranks. Dean, then I was begged, constrained to be DVCD development. I was. Then I was also constrained to be DVCA. And why am I saying that? And later on, of course, I became Vice Chancellor elsewhere. Meaning that I passed through all the, when it comes to advancement, I've seen a lot. So let me say also that the topic I was given is mobilizing alumni support for academic excellence and practical development. Then I added this one, from occasional giving to strategic partnership. It's like I'm asked to talk to the alumni to wake up. But along the way, I realized, because of my experience, that's not just about alumni, it's about all of us. So permit me, I'm changing the topic a little. It's the same thing. But if you look at the screen, you see it. The future of FUTA, the FUTA of tomorrow. Those who know me, I know that I've been talking about future of tomorrow. Yeah. FUTA of tomorrow. In those early years, we were praying for FUTA. And I thank God we're seeing the results. So we're always thinking of the FUTA tomorrow. But the patch is this: from alumni engagement to institutional transformation. That's even more powerful than just talking about alumni. We're talking about alumni. They are very central, but all of us are important. And as you see, okay, let me go. You see, today's journey. In today's journey, we are talking about 7 things. In today's journey, 7 things. First, why university advancement matters. Okay, the changing landscape. Then number 2, rethinking of alumni contribution. There's a new thinking in town. We're moving beyond fundraising, which we did during our time. And then number 3, we're going to talk about lessons from the world-class universities. You know, without talking about it a lot, in case, there was also have been intrigued by case, Council for Advancement for Support for Universities. You talk about world-class universities. Then I'm going to introduce the Apex framework. And it's quite interesting that this gave birth to it. All right. That's a new framework. And I hope you'll see how it works. Then number 5, we're going to look at how we can use the Apex something to diagnose ourselves. And then we'll look at where does FUTA stand in this diagnosis. And of course, we'll look at the roadmap and future partnership. Let me start by saying there are 3 parts to this presentation. The first part is understanding the future of university advancement. What do we mean by this? We need to understand where we are and where we are going. Now, why is this so important? Understanding the future. We need to know that the greatness of any university is ultimately measured not by what we receive from the government, not by going to Abuja all the time. In fact, a time has come, as I've been talking about autonomy and so on, we can't get autonomy if we keep begging. The VC is called to come to Abuja in the midnight and so on, the DVC and all this. We need our ultimate autonomy. And what the graduates give back, the graduates later on take the ownership of the university. And so universities worldwide are increasingly sustained, but not by government. So you find that they are sustained, like you see, the alumni, industry, philanthropy, endowment, and so on. Now, all of this, I talk about ranking a lot. All of these have their role in ranking. So the alumni also have their role in ranking. Okay, look at this slide, which I generated for you to see. This is the former model, right? The former model, government. I remember our years, the 80s and then early 90s. The VC is tied to NUC and to whoever. And whatever they say. Now it has changed. If you look at what is happening, what is happening really is that there's another model. Government is just a part of it. The moment the government realizes that it's just part of the story, they'll be humbled. Then we have more say. We are losing our voice. So industry, alumni, foundations, research grants, all of these are important to sustain the university. So the key message here is that no world-class university depends on government funds alone. Gone are those days. When a VC sits down in the armchair and say, okay, and read papers. During my time, I didn't have the opportunity. We're out there all the time. All right. Then we see, why is it alumni is so important? They have experience. The real world insight. They have been in the university. They know our needs. They have influence. I'm going to talk about this. They are specialized knowledge. Some of them are into networking, computer. They are into so many things. They have resources. So alumni are not just external stakeholders. They are permanent shareholders of the university. So those of you who are online, I wish I could talk to the whole alumni. But I hope I'm talking to all of you, because I've been working with alumni for a long while. Mr. Ajayi will tell you that is the truth. Now, what are the 7 capitals of alumni contribution? Financial, human, knowledge, social, innovation. All of these are very, very important. Sorry if I'm in a rush, because it's meant to be a workshop, really. Or what is loaded here is not something you can rush to. But I'm going to rush because of time. So you find that we are rich. The university is rich not because of the money it has in the purse or from school fees or something. It's rich because of these capitals. And alumni contribute to all of them. In other words, you know that story. I love singing a lot. It says, the coat of many colors that Mama gave to me, you know, they laughed at her, but they say, she was rich. We are rich in FUTA. We are richer than you can think, if you can think of these capitals that we have. Okay, let's look at the philosophy here. The 7 capitals of alumni contribution, that's the world-class phenomenon now. We have financial capital, human capital, knowledge capital, social capital. Just look at all the 7 mountains, like I call them. In the industry, entertainment, information, we are there. This is what makes a university rich. If you don't have your sons there, you know, the Bible talks about the fact that if you have your sons at the gate, nobody can just talk to you. They answer the enemy at the gate. Our alumni are those who answer the enemy at the gate. We'll talk more about that later on. Now let's look at the first capital, the one in the middle here, financial capital. Alumni who are rich, alumni who are doing this and this. You see, what do they do? They provide legacy giving, annual giving, scholarship, research, professional chairs. They are builders. They provide endowment. They support the university, the students. And the key message is that financial capital is the sustainable engine. Now, if I want to ask our alumni, how much are you giving us? And your giving take us 1 month to pay salaries. So you need to be very, very practical in what we do. Number 2, let's look at human capital. This might look small, but it is very essential. The human capital. It covers the career coaches, guest speakers as alumni, guest speakers, external examiners, you know, entrepreneurship, you know, adjunct lecturers. So the key something here is that human capital is a lifeline to the university. They provide mentorship and so on. I've had experiences in all of this, and time will fail me. Number 3, knowledge capital. When we say knowledge capital, when your alumni, they are educated, they are professors, they are vice chancellors somewhere, they are this, they are that, they are driving the industry. We're talking about technology trends. Professor Peter Adeyewa is here because when I invited him, it's because we are thinking of how to move FUTA forward. When it comes to knowledge capital, a professor who does not know what is happening now cannot use technology. I'm sure it's a professor of yesterday. So knowledge capital is very, very important because we're talking about certification. How much is FUTA getting from certification programs? We should be getting dollars, cryptocurrency. What are we getting in industry? Climate transition, WASCA. It's where the money is now. Digital economy, AI. Wow. These are this is knowledge capital that alumni can drive. So this capital is a lifeline of up-to information. Which university does not have this is not alive. It's dead. It's very, very important. So we are rich, not because we have money in the bank, but because we have people like this who are. Let's go to the next one, and that is social capital. That's number 4. In other words, we are there socially. We are not town and gown. It's very, very important. Here we're talking about we are with government. We're not shutting them off, but we are with industry. We are with development partners. We are with NGOs, embassies, foundations, and so on. As VC, I was going to the embassies. In fact, US embassy came to the university, the University, because of partnership. We were importing things, and we were escaping custom because of our relationship with US embassy. So this diplomatic or social capital is very, very important. All right. So the key message is that alumni are so essential. If you have them, then you have sons and daughters where it matters. Okay. Number 5. You know, I'm rushing this because you are going to some essential parts. Alumni power. Wow. Alumni power. Alumni has so much power. When they are in government, you can write them on policy, legislation, perception. So what I'm putting here is that our global ranking, alumni drives it. Hello? I was asking some questions, and I couldn't get them weeks ago. I delivered to a school, and I was asking some questions. Where our metrics for 2027, for THE, they are coming again in September. Our metrics that were sending to us was still panting. Alumni will say, no, we can't do this. They will drive it. Alumni, you can see that you are very rich. We are rich not because of anything, because you are rich. International collaborations. Everything here is talking about ranking. Number 6, infrastructure. In other words, alumni can donate lecture theater, research centers, sustainable facilities, medical facilities, smart classrooms, and so on. When I was here, I looked down on private universities. I said, what can they do? I made up my mind. And this year, I make sure that all classrooms are smart, something like this one. Something that will sweat over here. It's possible. It's possible. If alumni can join us. Okay? Then we have some alumnus in Samsung and so on. We partner with Samsung, partner with people from industry. They came running around. And this university is richer because we have them. That university was not even 10 years old. I was there busy when we became 10 years. So the key message is that infrastructure is very critical. You having a campus without internet? What are you talking about? When my students are going out, their daddies will know at home, because once you pass through the gate, it very automatically sends. If you don't have internet at the gate and so on, what are you talking about? University system is not such a place that we don't have. And you know what? Some alumni, I engage them in programming. I myself am a programmer. I engage them in programming. So alumni, hello, you have work to do. Number 7, influence. Academic, there is something I should talk about. Influence capital. I'll tell you a little story here. Yeah, 2013, we went for a competition. It was a World Bank competition. ASU was on strike and all this. And I said, we should go. As a private university then, I had just left this place. And people said, no, we're not even qualified. We went to the NUC. They looked down on us. When we arrived, they knew that something had happened. Because even our proposal, it was driven with a cat, almost golden in shape. We were different. And they looked at us. And they said, are you even calling? Don't come be by. We went for that something, and we became number 1 in the country. Politics came in. Where am I going? Alumni of, let me not mention names here. I don't want to embarrass anyone. They were working and say, who is Redeemer University? Small university. They had us. And although we scored the highest mark, they forced us to co-join with another university, one of the first universities in Nigeria, and said, you cannot go alone. You don't have the experience. You don't have, I said, I'm from a university. I have the experience. No. Your people, you are too young. And then, NUC just battered us and said, okay. Then the team moved to. Those who were harassing us in NUC were these universities. They were so passionate about university. If they will not score the goal by physical, they will score it by VAR or by the hand of. What is happening? The influence was so choking. Then we went international to Ghana, and they were there also waiting for me. And they were saying, no, you cannot do it, and so on. But deliverance came when the proposals were now sent international. We scored 82%, the highest among the West African countries. Today, SGIT, go to Rima University, you will see, is World Bank sponsors something. It's now the best, and we just stood our ground. The Vice Chancellor then, my friend, will call me and say, look, who are you? Just partner with us. You cannot survive this. You cannot deal with this. And I say, what do you mean? We stand. So stubborn. We won the battle. And is there. If you're talking about SGIT, it's not talking about infectious disease and so on. It's the world center, even in the African continent. So influence, they wanted to choke us because they had influence. And I was wondering, that day I was thanking God that none of them was my VC. Because if I passed through their university, they were telling us stories. That's your boy, that's your professor, we know him, he passed through this place, and so on. So alumni, they can choke. It's like choke of hummus. That's straight. If you have them, they can do. I'm not saying they should do anything evil, alumni. I'm saying that when we have you, oh my God, we have influence. Now I'm happy we survived it and we can make it. Now the last one is academic knowledge transformation, innovative competitiveness. Alumni should sponsor so many scholarships and so on. We thank God for what they are doing. And all right. What lesson can we learn from other universities? What lessons? We can learn lessons from Harvard, from 7 universities here. I go to Harvard first. They have their own reputation. And what's their reputation? They go for excellence. Excellent. What they do is excellence. So they shifted the issue from, okay, I'm not giving, no, permanent. Whatever you see at Harvard, then Stanford University, the alumni, what they do is innovation. That's their own culture. They engage alumni innovations and so on and drive it. So that when they are rich because of the link to industry. So alumni can do the same thing. What about MIT? Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Their own is to translate research into societal economic impact. And so they position alumni as catalysts. These are world-class. University of Oxford, you can think they are old, but they have a culture. They know who they are. The old buildings, nobody can touch it. But then they go for the trends. They celebrate tradition. And so that's who they are. So every alumni body, what about Cambridge? They contribute intellectual to financial resources. So they mobilize alumni everywhere in the world. Our university must win. That's their point. There's something. Michigan, you can think, oh, what are they doing? The alumni build a culture where every alumnus must give something. You don't have to be rich. So they are rich because that's a culture. And Toronto, we go to Canada. This one use alumni as ambassadors. And I can tell of a university here, Covenant University. One thing I see about them, if you attack that university, the alumni will rise. I call them a shield of faith. I wrote about shield of faith differently. Shield. To shield. They say, no, you can't touch our university. In some universities, the alumni will even join them. They say, at So you need alumni in all of this. So world-class universities are built by lifelong partners who are their alumni. Okay. Now, the lessons we can learn from all of this I'm talking about, you see, I created this image. What lesson can we learn? When it is scholarship, grant, international mobility, which are the things that are used by QS ranking, TH ranking, they are granted by alumni. They are there. So they are co-builders, co-investors, co-creators, co-owners, and of course, co-stewards of the institution. I am sad to say this because I've seen it. I was chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors, and I still see the trend. It's an emerging trend where alumni is positioned himself or herself to get contracts. Very, very sad. But not what I'm talking about here. Thank God FUTA Alumni is not like that, and they will not be like that. When I was DVCD, we were making a certain track over there. Somebody will just come, and whenever he comes, not an alumni, but he says an alumnus also, he must collect 100,000. Just to come and see because he was a member of council. We're using that to be ATM. So we're talking about people who are set for university and not about their own pockets. That's the university lesson that alumni are partners. They are driving it. They are not looking at self-interest. Okay. Now, so why do alumni sometimes disengage? Let's look at ourselves in the mirror. Why do alumni sometimes disengage and they are not interested? Okay. They have the key. As you can see here. But then when you have no impact reports, you're not telling what they are doing. Poor communication. You're not communicating with them. Weak governance. They are complaining, oh, things are not working well in university, and you don't listen. Or you do transactional. If you give me this, I give you that. When they see that, they run away. However, you find also sometimes no adaptability, no weak trust, lack of recognition, lack of engagement. You don't even remember them. A newsletter should come from university every month and should go to every alumnus of the university. Okay, now I come to something very important. Building a culture of giving. This is a pyramid. It starts from here. In many countries, they call it annual giving, or I call it occasional giving. Sometimes just give it once in a while. Leadership giving is when you now begin to give something substantial or substantive. The major gifts, endowment giving, and legacy. Hello. I've been driving advancement for years now. And I can tell you that this pyramid does not work so well with us. Yeah. So what is driving me to create another model? It's not working for us. How many of us have given somebody's dying and he calls you and say, all my assets goes to this. I remember Gideon's International, it happens. They say endowment. They say, my children have told them they have no property. I'm giving everything. How many of our children, people do it? So something here does not really work with us. Be sincere with us. I've attended so many cases, outside and inside the country. They will tell us so much about that, but it doesn't work. Okay? Next, my capital campaign experience. I'm happy CDO is here. Okay? As DVC, under the administration of Professor A.M. Balogun, we actually we established the proper government center. It was there as just an office of alumni and so on. So we were the one who hired the first professionals. That's Enock Ajayi, and then later on, they are both retired now. And so we were the first we didn't move to the alumni center. That was during the last time. But we started. And then we galvanized. We went to Abuja, talked to our alumni. Are you working in National Assembly? Can I talk to a senator? We mobilized them. It was really rigorous. So Advancement Office was having hired people for the first time. Before, they would send administrators and they'll just be warming there. Then we said it has to be professional. So then we went on capital campaign to provide major funding for the university. And what were we looking for? Expansion of university, alumni. We went to Abuja, Efesue, and go, we have become like, brother, if you look at us, we will not say I'm a DVC, because we will laugh together, sleep, and all this, and we were working together, all right? Then, of course, we are looking for expanding academic infrastructure. There was a man we gave, in those days, honorary degree. He has never built that place till now. That is why this national something doesn't go at all. I can tell you his name, because this thing, student welfare, wanted to build hostels and so on and so forth. So my experience, I've told you, I was DVC development, and that was what I was driving. It was serious. Thank God I inherited it from Professor A.M. Balogun, who was himself DVC-D. So the two of us worked together, and so we're so close because it's so wonderful. I met him recently and we were singing. FUTA was not popular. So we invited Niyi and said, come. And then invited Benga rebrand for us, the music. There were about 3 versions, slow, steady, and youthful. And my God, then we invited the students. We made them jump. After that time, it cost me something. Now, the FUTA singing that we're singing now, if I have my way, we'll rebrand it again. We made it ownership. It's part of the branding. That your friends can go out and say, FUTA, during my son's wedding, I saw something happening, and it was very interesting. At the time when they called the bridegroom and all this, they started singing FUTA anthem. And there's something I'm telling to FUTA anthem, the bomb in it. To bomb FUTA, to bomb Ilorin, to bomb UI, bomb something. FUTA, so I'm going to talk to our people about it. We're talking together. It's been an exciting journey. So talking to students and so on has been exciting. And then we had a capital campaign. We had to go to Chief Ernest Shonekan to be our brand ambassador. We are looking for 5 billion naira that time. And he really helped us. I will not want to. That was in Lagos. Later on, he was given an award. This man became my friend, not because of anything. CDO is here, we'll go to him at Victoria Island and so on and so on. You need to cultivate people, cultivate them, the high and the mighty. And if I was asking to go on, was it true really? Because I happened to be in Ampere, in his village, a school around there. Is it true that you actually stayed that school? They told me the truth. So we were talking together. It was very interesting. CDO can witness this. So we launched something in Abuja. Okay? We launched something in Abuja. And then this may surprise you. We had to cultivate these strategic donors. Okay? I'm talking about my experience now. As a long-term process. Now, if anything was very interesting, it was relationship with Bola Tinubu. I remember a day that we went there with the VC because we were trying to cut him and eventually give us the date. And the VC, I know VCs are very, we waited all day. And the end of the day, CDO can remember, he was going out. We had to block him on the way. But in that body on, and we said, no way, you're not going. Can you go Vice Chancellor? That time, Vice Chancellor only you. And you, we've been here, this and that and that and that. The long story, he gave us 10 million. That land was a lot of money. 9 million then was a lot of, it could build our roads and so on. So we thank him. One lesson they had learned from this experience in particular, resilience. Take no for answer. Smile even when it is raining. Imagine a VC standing in the sun, in the rain, just because of FUTA. And when you come back home, somebody say only because you are not paid salary or something. The key lessons that were learned, creating ownership, belongs to us. Mobilizing students. You know, during our time we mobilize students, we're not just mobilizing ourselves. The printers, Cyril Ajagu, he came, donated for millions, so that students were part of it. Relationship with before fundraising, transparency, reporting. Okay, right. The point is this. So in the traditional issue, we ask questions. How do we persuade alumni to support the university? Even asked to come and persuade them to do. But there's a new question coming in. How does the university build the ecosystem that supports the alumni? So that women naturally, when you give birth to your children, you don't have to stop to say minimum here, that year. They see it. So we need to do the same thing. So Apex has questions that we should look into the mirror before we ask people to give their donations. Okay? So the gap. I have learned a lot of lessons, and I've told you some of the gaps. The world models do not solve some problem for us. We have gone for training and all this, but we see the gaps in giving. Our people are different in giving. Okay, and all this. People don't give the way we think. So that's the challenge that inspired this. It's a long process. But I must thank this invitation because it gave birth to this. I call it Apex. So part 2, Apex framework, is a new architecture for university advancement. Okay, so what is Apex? Let's go on introducing Apex. Apex is the fact that we have learned so much from Africa, from other parts of the world, that our needs are not being taken care of. There are some things that the models that they use in MIT and so on, they don't work. So it's an innovative project. And what is Apex? Apex is talking about affinity. The kind you have mother and child. Participation, that's for P, and then endowment, and then excellence. However, this is the framework. The real something is here. Apex actually means University Advancement, Performance, and Excellence Framework. And I've created, you can see how serious it is. a trademark for it. Now, this logo says a lot of things. You can see Apex here. The E, the A emblem is talking about the Apex framework. It's a strong foundation. And then you see the arrow, this ascending switch arrow symbolizes growth in the university, meaning that we can move FUTA. When I started, it was all about FUTA. FUTA from where it is now and zoom past anyone. Okay? Fly in the stratosphere, far above. Okay? And then the layout makes sure that, look, this is clean, modern, and it's transparent. Okay? So what are we saying here? Apex is not talking about what we want to talk about. Alumni. Oh, what can alumni, what can they give? Oh, it's still deeper questions. It's about institutional stewardship. Instead of asking my son, oh, are you giving me? I'm saying, are you taking note, taking care of myself, taking care of your mom, taking care of my legacy? That's a deeper question. All right. Then it asks a different question. How can university, through effective stewardship, create a system in which alumni naturally become lifelong institutional partners? In other words, it asks the university to look at itself first. So what do we mean by this? There are 6 foundations of Apex: stewardship, partnership, value before capture, relationship before resources, impact before income, legacy before transaction. So this is very, very important. In other words, as you will see, that this framework is looking at, is built on academy. And what's academy? A for awareness, C for connection, A for alignment with alumni and other groups, development projects, engagement with alumni, and then is a real measurement, which is lacking in many models today. And eventually what we have is a sustainable growth and yield, so that once you plant it, it begins to grow. So there are 6 questions that the model asks. Capacity. Have we prepared? Have we made sure that Advancement Center is prepared? Participation. Is our alumni, they engaged? The outcomes, what has been achieved? In other words, measurements. Then we look at the performance. Attribution. This model is very strict in asking, what exactly has alumni done? It's not, oh, we have given them money. No. What exactly? You're going to say that. And then sustainability. If the business change today, or there's another DVCA tomorrow, or DVCD, will the system be sustained? A robust system lasts because they have been built formidably. So that progression is what is called, it's broad enough so that if anything change, the things does not change because we have a formidable system. So the Apex assessment architecture is a 6 diagnostic model. We use the word lens to see, like binocular. Okay, no 2 instruments measure the same thing. Okay, because of time, I rush through this. Let's look, for example, at sustainable engagement of, let's look at the governorship sustainment. So the indicators are these, as you can see: annual reports, dashboard, independent audit. So it's a report system. Make sure that advancement unit is not in a glass house. Everybody sees what you're doing. It's not something that we are not hearing something. You should have your newsletter and so on. And then digital transformation, which alumni will enjoy. Alumni data ecosystem. There's a CRM. AI-powered systems. You can see the handshake here, connection with CRM. What is CRM? CRM is customer relations management systems. Okay. Then you look at the central database for them, online given. You are tracking everything. Everything is online. They can see. As naira is dropping, they can see. Very, very important. And then, because of time, Apex has 6 lenses. What are the lenses? Capacity, that's readiness. Okay? Participation by alumni. Attribution, we attribute whatever alumni has done. Then, sustainability, performance, and outcome lens. I'm just going to go to some of the lens here. Okay? The 6 diagnostic lens, just some of them. And you can see the Apex logo here. All right? It's also here. All right? Now, just some of them. Look at the architecture. We look at participation. We look at all of that. Sorry if I'm in a hurry because of time. Then the next one, we look at some of the lens. Lens 1. Here we're looking at institutional readiness. ERI. Call it anything. Institutional Readiness Index. That is, if you look at the center here, are we ready? What are the policies we have done? Is this formidable enough? Strategic planning for the university must include alumni and school advancement office. Staff competence. You know, for the first time in the university, when I was director, we were certified internationally. It's only to come from Cambridge, can we certify and we talk to our staff? Are they ready? Do we have all the infrastructure and people so that we can build a house? Then, how committed is the leadership? DVCA, DVCD, VC, they are all under the binocular. Then alumni database, all of these are chapter activities. We monitor it. Communication systems. This is the first lens. The second lens is talking about alumni engagement. AEI is Alumni Engagement Index. Not engaged again. You see, alumni, I see people talking about, our alumni is very active. There are things that we must, indices that we must check whether they are really active. And they are active, what is the outcome of their activity? Okay, so we're talking about chapter activities, academic support, membership. Do we have, how many of them are members? Mentoring, are they mentoring? Are they providing professional networking and so on? Then number 3, I'll skip all that because of time. This one is talking about institutional impact. So if the IRI, talking about readiness and alumni engagement, what are they producing together? A plus B plus given C. So we must measure that in student success, the planning, graduate employability. We measure research, infrastructure, reputation, which is very important in what? In granting. Very, very important. In fact, QS is looking at just reputation. Reputation, very important. And alumni stand at that point. No, so I will not go to another one because of time. So here we look at the performance questions. Capacity, participation, outcomes. So the composite here is what monitors all of this and put them together. I call it Advancement Performance Index, API. Okay? All right. Now, this is the logic here. Apex, we look at the inputs. Inputs includes the university readiness, whether they are ready, they are committed to putting alumni where it should be, to putting advancement where it should be. The processes, for example, measures participation of alumni, how they engaged, the impact, the impact of alumni is also measured. It's not impact by looking at A and B here. Then there's something we monitor also, composite apex. This one integrates the capacity, the engagement, and outcomes into a performance measure. You're going to see examples. And then this one is interesting, attribution. Alumni, can we attribute how many scholarships has alumni given? What the fact is making in our ranking? So our ranking is going to take a nose, not a nosedive, for upwards. We can implement some of these things. Then AMI is sustainability. How sustainable is advancement office? Okay, in long term. All right. So this is the performance thresholds. You can see here, what we're doing here is I've gone to look at ranking bodies, all right? Like QS and time something, and also ISO, and look at their ranking. This is how they do it. So I borrowed it from there. Outstanding, if you score 90 to 100, excellent, good, satisfactory. You are weak if you score less than 50. So the pass mark is what? 50. You are emerging, all right? So number 2 is development thresholds. So we look at it. If you score some rank, we say you're just emerging level 1, level 2, level 1, for example, means no advancement at all. It's weak. All right. Number 2 means alumni organization is existing now. but they are doing some fundraising, but okay. Level 3 is structured. The alumni database is there. We have amendment center and so on. When we started, we were actually level 1. Okay. Now we'll see where we are now. All right. Level 4, when you score this, okay, integrated. Now you are talking. Now you can talk like a body. This one is strategic. And I have not sent this something to Harvard. If they rank themselves, they may enter into these mature levels. Maybe this. Then we have the transformational. For you to score this mark is not easy. The index is taken into consideration. All right. Now, this is the alumni engagement. Every alumni, this was created. You see the Apex logo here, meaning that this is Apex something. It's a journey. I say it's a journey, okay? Every alumni has a journey. You start by contact. Oh, convocation day, what do we say? I, Debo Adeyewa, now part of alumni, this and that. That's just engagement, so that's just small. But is it communicating with the school? Are we communicating with it? Second, is it participating? That's number 2. Participation, that's stage 3. Stage 4, partnership. Now is now engaging with us. It's now doing something. VC, what can I do? All right. Then investment is investing part of its resources into university. And then legacy. By that time, it's now given so much that we can't even quantify it. So alumni online, where do you start? Individually and then corporately. We see that. Very, very important. This diagram is telling the story of every alumnus, every alumni, every alumnus. Okay. Now, let's look at this. Influence. If looks at influence, if you score some marks, less than 10 is minimal. Alumni contribution, this is just about alumni because it's talking about alumni impact factor. You want to say so from a publication. But actually, it's talking about Apex impact is influence factor. Okay, so we see here it is moderate. Alumni is not contributing much. If they score this, it's high. If they score this, wow, they have reached levels. Now, I brought this when I was talking about ranking. We look at it. This is FUTA, the latest ranking of FUTA by the world something. The world, can you see here? Research quality. FUTA is not there, even like Covenant University or like UI. I don't want to bother you with that. But when it comes to international outlook, thank God for WASCA and all this. We're looking international. But when it comes to teaching, we're not also doing badly. But look at this. Actually, we should have been here. It's something collapsed, a research environment. And that's why FUTA is overtaken by Tuto and all the rest. Very, very sad. Industry income, alumni, you can do something about this kink here. If it comes here, oh my God, we get 2 things: money, reputation, and ranking. 3 things, triple X. Alumni can influence here, this kink, this one, and this one. We're doing well here. May we continue to do well. Amen? Amen. Thank you. Now, number 5 is the complete Apex assessment architecture. You can see now, university readiness. The scale is this one. Alumni engagement performance is measured. The impact of attributable to alumni and to the ecosystem. And then the overall performance. I call it Apex composite. You look at everything. And the factor is 30% of readiness, 40% of alumni. Alumni is very, very important, this, and 30% of impact. Okay, then we have the one here, talk about alumni influence. Okay, and then maturity, that is long-term sustainability. Very interesting. When we look at this, let's look at the template. This is an Apex template, a university, just any university. You can see this university scored in readiness, they have scored 84 out of 100. It's excellent. This one, they scored 78, good. Alumni, they are so much engaged, wonderful. What impact are they making on the institution itself? Good. Then the composite is not bad. The influence of alumni is 36, which is quite significant. And the university itself has reached level 4, which is saying that, look, that university is matured, although they are higher levels. Okay. Now, we go on. If this instrument reads this, it is this. So we say excellent performance and so on and so forth. All right. Now, let's come back to home. Can we apply this framework to FUTA? Very rigorously. Can we? The answer is yes. That's first phase and the final one. Let's apply to FUTA. This rigorous something. I got this data for institutional readiness. That is the Vice Chancellor doing enough? Do we have our own digital systems? Do you have communication systems? Is our governance okay? Have we hired staff? In that, that's part of the something. And then we also looked at institutional impacts, student success because of alumni and all this. So we got this 23 something, 50, 45, and this for FUTA. Okay. In future, it will be more rigorous because all of these indicators will have their own marks. But for now, we have gotten these indicators. Number two, we now see for this performance, we can see FUTA is 50% and is what? If you look at our index, FUTA is emerging. Meaning that FUTA established some of the policies, governance, and all this, but we're not there yet. Okay? This is what we do to move alumni. It's like a mother who is old enough to give birth and so on, and has a breast milk and so on. Now the baby can kick off. Alumni engagement. Interpretation is that although alumni structures exist, participation, mentoring, given volunteerism, networking, partnership is still low. It suggests that our alumni can still wake up and score better. Now, when we look at the institutional impact, here, remember, we're talking about how is alumni and the university advancement, how are they contributing to university growth? Are we getting some results? So we look at job employability, all of that were considered. We find that we score 60%, which is satisfactory. Ecosystem is already producing some results. In fact, it's producing more results than we thought. That's good. Now, this one is more rigorous. Composite apex. In this place, we're looking at readiness of the university. We're also looking at alumni engagement. And then we are looking at the impact the university is getting. And this is the rigorous something. You take 30% of readiness, 40% of alumni engagement, 30% of impact, and then we got 51. That 51, if you go back to our something, so that you can see that we are following something, let's go back there. So don't think I'm just looking this up. Okay. Yeah. You can see where 51 is here. Imagine, can you see? So I didn't cook it up. Everything was taken here. All right. So we see that that is the case. And then applying to FUTA now. Yes, that is satisfactory. But then this one is more rigorous. And so we're imagining. It means that overall, advancement is performing, we're just waking up. The university has laid the basic foundations, okay, but has not yet developed a strong integrated system. That is what this means. Now, we look at to the next one, apex influence factor. What is happening? What results are we getting from alumni? This is very interesting. In scholarship, if university has 50, alumni supplied 20. That's not bad. So we got 40%. Research grants, are they bringing in some research? Right? 10%. In buildings, are they contributing, bringing endowment and donors and so on? Graduate employment, in fact, they are doing very well here. Those in Shell and so on. And then internships, this is where I can attest that alumni are doing very well. So when you look at the whole thing, this is the calculation here, overall. So you look at the attribution, this, find the average, it's 38%. Now, this means alumni is contributing significantly. I wish they were here. I will have given them a peck. Alumni, you are hearing me online, you have done well. You see, it is significant. You're not just imagining. And it means that you're already making progress. You're already contributing to FUTA. And what it says is that you can still do better. That's why I'm marking this yellow. You can still do better. Okay. Now, we go on to the next one, which is sustainability, advancement maturity. Now, I couldn't get enough data for this because actually it is UAC, that is alumni and the Advancement Center together that we have to put data together. And the score is 51, which is level 3. Is that bad? We're not level 1. What it means is that we're structured already. We don't have an ad hoc system. You know, when this thing were done, we didn't look at the answer, but you can see where it's pointing to. All right. It's like saying a baby, if you can run and think and go to school, that means that you can now go, I won't say go and marry. Policies, okay? We have some policies and so on. We are not there yet. However, it's not fully engaged yet. So that is what we are structured. We are not yet there. So let's look at the overall score for FUTA. All right. For readiness by the university, we're emerging. Alumni engagement, they are still weak, but it means that the input into the alumni, into readiness, is not yet harvested by the alumni. Alumni, you are owing us credit. Yeah, on credits. Impact is 60, which is satisfactory. Composite is emerging. The influence of all, in particular, alumni, their impact on helping FUTA, their ranking and so on, is still significant, and you can do better. Now we are structured. That's what it means. This is a whole picture. So I call this, you know what I call it? FUTA Apex Diagnostic Results. It's a profile. Every university can have its own profile. Okay, and I've run this for, this is what it means here. When it comes to radar, radar tells us where you are lacking. You know, you saw the radar time. Where radar is coming here, that means you are doing well. Can you see? Impact is very good. Composite is still weak. The weakest is alumni influence factor, and then alumni engagement. We can do better. Next time, alumni, you'll be part of the process. Your chapters will give us data. They'll be independent. In fact, we can bring friends, former vice chancellors, people like Ogunuku and so on, registrars, come and mark you independent in a certification. So you can give your something. So it's going to be quite interesting in future. That's the fingerprint. Okay. Now, this is the issue here. This is the strategic interpretation. Already, it shows, this one here shows that university has created foundational structure, but capacity remains at early stage. Number 2, our alumni is still weak. In fact, the weakest. However, we see that they are giving mentoring already. They are the chapter, they are given and so on. They can still do better. The impact of the joint, the handshake between alumni and so on is getting some results. Meaning that if we can do better, if we can invest in readiness, invest more in an alumni also can do better, we'll read. It's like saying, my son, I'm going to train you to the highest level, but you must give me a return. And together, the son gives me a legacy. That's what it means. Then composite here means that the ecosystem has moved beyond something it's doing well. The ecosystem is working together. The influence here is very important. It's showing that our alumni are partnering with us and they are producing results. It's very interesting. Meaning that if you just give some more encouragement to alumni, they will do wonders. They will do what? Wonder. And then we are at level 3. Each VC that comes to FUTA must know that we want to build, it's not about, oh, alumni just give me money, let me go. Or what we're doing at time. It's you are producing a legacy. We are building a structure that can sustain shakes and all this in the system. So the Vice Chancellor's office, the schools, Alumni Association, we all have, and because this one measures everything. All right. This is the future. Now, I just imagine a target. Suppose we are 50 here now. In the next 2-3 years, we are here. Can you imagine what will happen? That would be wonderful. Then we have this. This is where we are now, and then this is where we go. By the time we reach this level, we'll have overtaken the universities around us. Our ranking also will have shot up, just like this sign here. All right? This is the future versus now. And then the summary is this. The summary is this. What I have done, and is rigorous, is to go online and check what other models are doing. Very interesting. You know, CASE, in part of CASE. CASE is Council for Advancement Support for Education. I went there and I saw no of them is measuring all these qualities. In fact, CASE is looking at alumni engagement. They're always talking about engagement all the time. Some other universities have built something so they can use it internally, but nobody is doing all these 6 because I looked for them. But so the summary is that yes, CASE is doing well when it comes to alumni engagement, but no system is producing all of this. It's partial. In fact, it's only 2 and 3 that CASE is looking at. In fact, fully 2 and then 3 is not looking at Delhi. And I looked at Asia. I looked at East and so on, and Europe. When we introduce this, will they buy it? And I got one something. They will buy it. America and the Western. Better across the university. In fact, it's too. If you talk about advancement, sir, it's too. I thank God that Professor Adeyewa stands at the center. If you can talk about advancement, you can move a long way because that is the heartbeat of research on campus. The alumni influence is concentrated in some few areas than across the institution. We can do something about this. So we are not starting advancement. I say it here, we are scaling what? Advancement. So the message is that FUTA does not need to build a new system, but we need to scale up so that we can build on what is existing now. So what FUTA FX systems assessment reveals is that we have our strengths, we have our priority areas, we have opportunities. I will not call them anything else. They are opportunities for us. We're not starting from zero, but we're not starting advancement, we are scaling advancement. And now, how do we look forward? 5-year Apex plan for FUTA is transformation roadmap. Phase 1, we need to review what we are doing now, our policy and so on, and then improve data quality, establish Apex reporting. Although I'm retiring soon, but I'll be there. Because FUTA is in me throughout. Okay. Phase 2, we need to deepen alumni engagement in the next 2-3 years. We need to launch global alumni network. Every chapter has to be functional. In those days, only Abuja and Lagos. We must have even in Lisha, Isharon. We must have alumni. If you are selling Gary, you are an alumni or alumni. Okay. Establish young alumni leadership council. Those who are graduating, let's not overlook them. They are the ones of tomorrow. Expand monitoring and something for alumni, meaning that this has it has restarted itself, right? So it's not flowing with me. So I'll start again.
No, you can continue.
Just
to continue.
Okay. I'm about rounding up. Okay. I'm a FUTA 2031 now. Okay, FUTA 2031. So we need to do this. We're not starting advancement. We want to scale it up. All right. We are almost toward the end, please. Okay. Now that is FUTA 31 continued. Yes, FUTA 2031 continued. A 5-year plan is this. Then in the next 4 to 5 years, we need to launch some funds. I don't want to go to something because of time. You create endowment chairs. So every faculty. No, I'm using faculty because that's the global language. That's academic staff. Like the schools must have their own alumni something representative. Just like we have in Smarty. In Smarty, thank God we are our Smarty boys. For CTM or our Smarty boys. We have them in schools and so on. We have advancements. We start with these people. Yesterday, in the rain, I saw a girl. She was almost half naked. And I stopped. Did you attend the class today? He said, no. Your lecturer, did he look at you? He said, I didn't go for lectures. I said, I will have asked for the name of that lecturer because we have sent you out. You will think that this girl is a harlot. And I say, if I have my way, I will report it to your parents. So mentoring starts from this level. We are mentoring these two children. We're not, no. In fact, yesterday, if I had money, if I had time, I would take her to somewhere else and counsel her. So we need to do more of that mentoring. See, that is why during my time, some of my friends were cheating. DVCS or DVCD. I knew that. One of them were looking at girls. And I said, you are my friend, you are gone. I was chairman of a study committee. I will not, because it spoils our legacy. When they go out, they are bitter. So we must watch all of that. So what it means that when we catch somebody who has, dealt something with any girl, hey, everybody will know that they are from Washington. And girls so must behave themselves. They should not win at any lecturer. If we do that, the future is bright. Everything is interrelated. So something is this, we move from where we are now to what? Level. Let's move to the next level. Okay? The next one, you can see this journey. The alumnus must undertake this journey. Start with give. Oh, I cannot show my something any longer, my pointer. Sorry. Two, the alumnus or alumna must mentor. Write yourself too. And then the next step is connect. You must connect. You cannot just stand alone. Every alum, we want to mark every alum. It's like putting something on them. Monitor and say level lower. Each alumnus must go from this stage and then volunteer to do one thing or the other for the university. Okay, innovate and then invest in the system. This is the journey, and every alumnus must do this. Then let's build FUTA together. I'm creating the final challenge now. Can you just imagine? Imagine FUTA where we are not just occasional supporters of the university, lifelong supporters in teaching, in research, and all this. Meaning that where we are now, that is the middle one here, we can move to the red one outside here. At that time, the alumni director will be so happy. In fact, the Vice Chancellor will say, 2 years ago we were here, now we are moved forward. We will see it in ranking, we will see it everywhere. We see it even our students being happy with us because we deal gently with this lad. Who said that? David, he said, deal gently with this lad. Meaning that this is our future. Deal gently with them. FUTA declaration. Great universities are not built by government alone. No. Neither are they built by alumni alone. They are built when visionary universities committed to alumni become lifelong partners. They handshake. They transform lives and shape the future. That is the FUTA that we must build together. And that's the promise of Apex, that we can use it to begin to diagnose and shape the future together. Now, here's our invitation. Here's the invitation. Today, we have not simply discussed alumni engagement. You can see it's the whole infrastructure. We have begun a conversation about how FUTA can become a model university amongst its colleagues, not only in Nigeria. In fact, when I started with FUTA. I saw that this thing can be applied to other universities. In fact, I've not seen that we can apply it to university, because no other framework does everything that this one does and tells about the future. So I invite every stakeholder here, alumni, to become a co-author in that journey. Now, there's the covenant. I wish that you are here physically, sir. I will have asked for a handshake. Okay? A handshake. Can you see the handshake? This is not, it's not showing the handshake. Can you see? Can we read together a new covenant between FUTA? I will have said, I, alumni president, I solemnly commit from today we'll move FUTA from where we are to something. Thank you for your kind.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. This is very interesting.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Okay.
Thank you to everyone on that for following. Thank you so much, Professor Z.B. Adeyewa, for that full lecture. While you were speaking, sir, I recollected that I was on the team as a communication officer that went to Abuja for the capital campaign.
Wait, you there go on?
Yes. It's my pleasure working with you, sir. And I also picked that university has reached as its alumni. And of course, it is as successful as the structures that are put in place. So I believe everyone has picked something for lecture today. We'll allow Prof. catch his breath and quickly go into the second presentation before we come back for question and answer. So on that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Enock Ajayi. He's online and he will be taking us on the second session, which is titled Strategic Role of Alumni in Shaping FUTA's Future. Sir, we'd love to hear you for the next 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're very blue like me today.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me for today's program. Are you hearing me? Please, are you hearing me?
Yes,
okay. Sir. Okay. Thank you for inviting me for today's program. I'm really elated one way or the other. Firstly, I need to thank the Vice Chancellor and the principal officers, specifically my brother, the Director of Advancement Center, Professor Enock Ajayi. Thank you. It's a good job. I must firstly thank the first presenter. Is my brother, is father to me, is my boss, the first person I met when I came to FUTA. By then, he was the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development. We've moved around. He has said it all. He has said it all. But today's Vice Chancellors, they don't know what they call Advancement Center. And recently, in January this year, 2026, that's January 26, 2026, yes. They inaugurated what we call Nigerian University Advancement Program. The Vice Chancellor of FUTA was there. I saw her there at that program. So I appreciate you all, and I appreciate all national president of alumni I worked with since 2007 till statutorily from FUTA, from Mr. Benga Barada till Crown. Yeah. So thank you. But not to waste time, and to waste your time also, let me go quickly to our today's program. I will share my screen from here. And if it is clear over there, just let me know. Let me share my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yes. Not yet. It will come up.
Do you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Just keep going. They come.
Okay. Or you have my slide with you over there. You can project it if it is convenient from that side. Okay. The strategic role of alumni in shaping FUTA. Yeah, my presentation outline, a brief introduction, conceptualization of alumni, alumni constituencies, leadership and co-pillar of functionality, alumni, philanthropic culture, institutional development. And we are still going to talk on alumni engagement through volunteering. And then alumni leadership versus university management. And we come to conclusion. Are you following me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there are some frequently asked questions. What, why, when, where, which, how? But these are the questions people ask, but does this go far? I want to spend only 45 minutes because I still have another program after this program. But let me say something before I move further. Professor Debo Adeyewa, with honor, sir, you've tried a lot, as you could remember the journey of Advancement Center. And this knowledge that all university vice chancellors should know. But nowadays, for the past 10 years, I don't know the vice chancellors have this knowledge. So the deputy vice chancellors also, they should be able to go for training on advancement services, because that one will help them to make, to give them adequate knowledge of how to engage the alumni. Because alumni, they are the hanging fruit of the university. So conceptualization of alumni, I'm referring also to this because these nomenclatures need to be elucidated due to mistakes or errors that most users of the word are making while speaking or writing. Alumnus, alumna, alumni, alumni, both are singular and plural, and feminine and masculine. I will go through some slides, but I won't be able to speak much because of the time. We have institutional perspective of alumni. We say alumni represent the legacy and reputation of an institution. They serve as ambassadors, showcasing this quality of education and values instilled. Alumni networks often provide mentor, as the former speaker said, funding and advocacy for their alma mater. At the same time, we have what we call socio-cultural element. Alumni communities foster lifelong connections, as we said earlier, beyond graduation. They create a sense of belonging and identity tied to shared experience. Alumni events usually come if they are well engaged, well connected, well planned, because they reinforce tradition and collective memory. Alumni network are powerful tools for career advancement. They provide opportunity, job opportunity, collaboration, and industry insight. Many organizations leverage alumni relations to strengthening business and social capital. These are the professional values. My Oga has spoken on academic area. Let me say, he handled it perfectly, excellently, academically. But how I'm going to handle this area professionally as a alumni relations professional and advancement services professional. So we have professional affirmation of alumni, because alumni all over the world, they are bridges between past and present students. They are also custodians of institutional heritage. They are catalysts for growth, innovation, and community building. These are the tips for us. Alumni are not just former students. Let us know that. The university management should know that. Anybody that wants to be the head, either VC, either dean, either head of department, they must all know, even the lecturer must all know that alumni are not just former students. They are living extension of an institution's identity, carrying its value to the wider world while maintaining a reciprocal relationship of support and pride. So we are going to mention some organs, some bodies of alumni association, because alumni association also is an organ of the university. So you should put them into anything you are doing in the university system. So as they are playing a crucial role in funding, governance, mentorship, community development. At the same time, they are strengthening the university system by mobilizing resources, enhancing reputation, and fostering lifelong engagement. So we should see alumni as an important organ in the university system. So not just a social club, it's a partner in university development. And we have different levels of alumni association. Different levels of alumni associations. So in FUTA, I know about Alumni Association Trust Fund. They have board of trustees. But in their association as a whole, we have membership categories. We have geographical affiliation tiers, and we have leadership level. So all this one, I'm going to expatiate on it. The active and financial members, this is very important. We should have regular members, that's just any graduate. And we have associate member. This associate member should be well monitored, should be well engaged, should be well catered for. Why? Because they are the honorary graduates of the university. And since I've been in FUTA, we are just giving people honorary graduates. We have never made use of them for the progress and development of the university. Because there should be a fora of honorary graduates. Because they've become honorary alumni, immediately you give them honorary degrees, honorary COSA. And at the same time, you have life member. This life member also is very important, because life member can sustain the university in perpetuity. Some people, they give their family or their children during their will that this university, I'm a member, and this is what you should be doing for that university. I've met many honorary life alumni like that in UI when I was in UI. So in their will, they put UI there, and they are still enjoying that benefit till today. So we take that one into consideration. I said something earlier that we have constituencies in Alumni Association, and these are the structure, board of trustees. If FUTA Alumni hasn't got board of trustees, they should have. It is very important. Apart from executive council, either president, vice president, etc. You call them National Executive Council or Global Executive Council. So that is that. And we have different members of Executive Council, down to treasurer, that's financial secretary, etc. But let me emphasize on this. Board of trustees is very important. They are the highest level governing body of alumni. The highest governing body of alumni. And they should consist typically of senior, highly experienced alumni who can provide long-term vision, policy oversight. Those that can ensure that the association remains aligned with the alma mater's core mission. And they should be men and women of integrity, high net worth, affluence, and influence. These people should be those that are willing, that is voluntary, are willing to commit their time, talent, treasure, voluntarily to the development of the association and the alma mater. Not gentlemen or gentlewomen to siphon the purse of the association. And in their appointment, another thing we should take note of is that the appointment should be based on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, DEIB, regarding the geopolitical zone. So alumni has work to do on that. So let's go to alumni leadership. Alumni leadership is a strong leadership, very crucial to the success of educational institution, and great importance in the university system because they are given effective and efficient governance and management. So many institutions fail to realize the positive impact that a strong alumni body can have on university excellence. Talking about this leadership, I've mentioned it earlier, board of trustees, those are the alumni of integrity, executive council, alumni of high net worth. So let me say something on that also. Alumni of high net worth is required when you are choosing your executive member, either both at national branches or chapter level, because they should be the people that can contribute to the development. It's a voluntary service. We are going to get there later. Being an alumni member, you are ready to give back to your alma mater. It's a voluntary service. Anywhere I've been working, I usually tell them this, and I've sensitized many boards, not only in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, the role of alumni executive, that is a voluntary service, not where you are expecting something back. It's not transactional. That yes, until I get something back from a alma mater before I can do something. No, it is beyond that. In addition to that, we should understand the concept. I want all alumni executives to understand this concept, that alumni leadership refers to the mobilization of a graduated and former member network from university to drive institutional excellence, quote and unquote, mentorship, we've heard of it. Societal and societal development. It transforms former members from passive supporters into active stakeholders, creating mutual long-term benefits. So that is why the former speaker, I bow down for you, sir, that the way we should treat our students, let them realize that they are alumni of that university. We are trying to organize something before I left. We call it Catch Them Young. Alumni Catch Them Young. It means that in all departments, in all schools, all these students must realize that they are alumni. They are the future of that university. They are the ambassador of that university, and that they are carrying the image of that university to anywhere all over the world. So let us understand that concept very well. Core pillar of functionalities. I won't be able to mention this, take time much on this, but I will just talk on it briefly. When we are talking about core pillar of functionality, we've had part of it. We are talking about institutional advancement advocacy, career development and mentorship, but we are going to say something on mentorship because that's where it starts to realize that, yes, you are part of that university. Because many alumni, after passing out, they don't know that they are part of that university. No, they must realize that they are part of that university. So in the core pillar, career development and mentorship, that's where networking and placement comes in. Alumni networks provide robust ecosystems, as our former speaker said, that facilitates job referrals, internship, and career mobility. Some years ago, when I was looking for scholarship, anyone who went to UI had that opportunity if you apply for Guinness scholarship. That's in Haiti. Likewise, if you go to Nestle, if you are not from OAU, you can't get job in Nestle. You can go and find out. So likewise, our alumni also should make use of that networking and placement. It's part of their core pillar of functionality. Mentorship program, that's experienced graduates guide recent alumni and current students through the transition to the professional world. So another one that I want us to note is community building and social change. Regional industry chapter, first speaker said on it. So it is the function of the alumni to organize local and specialized interest group, keeping graduates connected to one another. Because alumni in leadership often pool resources to drive societal change, influence public policy, and fund community initiative. Yes, we have some alumni in the government, and FUTA is looking for something in the government. It is the work of the alumni to liaise with themselves that, okay, my university, our university is looking for something over there. Can you please help out? Innovation and creativity. So all those. But one thing I want alumni to know this morning is that we need to imbibe the philanthropic culture. Without imbibing philanthropic culture, all what we have been saying since money will not be relevant, will not be useful. And how can we do that? We need to change university alumni to imbibe a philanthropic culture in both a mindset shift and cultural effort. So it requires building an emotional connection, trust, and a sense of responsibility toward the institution and society. So philanthropic culture is very important. And how will it go? The first speaker told us about journals that all alumni should be receiving university journal all the time, every month. Because why? Why? Because storytelling, that is sharing powerful story of how alumni contribution have transformed lives, either through scholarship, research breakthrough, community project. And that is where they are going to highlight impact. Their impact also should be felt within the alumni. So we should note that alumni is not just something that association that we can just overlook, as many institutions or many executives do not realize. So it's part of the core functionality of alumni. Apart from imbibing the philanthropic culture, there are still other things we need to take into consideration when imbibing the philanthropic culture. Mentorship program is very important, and it should come early. Through mentorship program, we need to encourage alumni to give back by mentoring students, which often lead to financial support later. Your mentorship is not until you have money that you are going to give back to your university. Your talent is there. Yes, your time is there to mentor others. It's way to imbibe philanthropic culture. Then you can organize something like annual giving day. It may be one couple in some countries, in Asia, in America, they have what we call giving on Tuesday. If it is £1 you can drop. So you are teaching the spirit of giving. So alumni associations strengthens alumni network to create peer influence. When giving becomes the norm, order follows. So, but if you cannot give, as some people say, if you cannot save £1 when you are getting 10 naira, even if you are getting 1,000, you cannot be able to save that £1. But if you start saving £1 when you are getting 10 naira, so it means that when you are getting 1,000, you should be able to save 100 naira. So catch them young through philanthropic culture. If you look at my slide, that it is a must for FUTA alumni to imbibe a philanthropic culture. We have some strategies like legacy program. You can organize a legacy program like promotion of endowment. Thank you, sir, for your last presentation. You see, effort we made to secure endowment for FUTA. Many people did not believe up to now that there is FUTA endowment. With effort we made for capital campaign in Lagos, 2008, and in Abuja, 2012, just to have FUTA endowment, just like UI endowment fund. So maybe they need to go to the record of advancement center. So they didn't believe because they don't know what advancement services means. So philanthropic education is very important. We need something like this we are holding today. We need to host workshop, seminar on the importance of giving back, linking it to cultural and societal value. So let me go to another area that I want all our alumni worldwide to imbibe and the role to play, and they should understand their role. Your responsibilities as alumni, you are playing a role of volunteers. Let me say it's a volunteering role. for your alma mater to sustain educational development in FUTA. So what volunteering means, that's offering your time, skill, effort, freely to help others and support a cause without expecting payment. It's about willingly contributing to a community, organization, and individuals in it. So it's a volunteering role, type of volunteering. Yeah, there. The first speaker, my Oga, has said part of it regarding to academic contribution. So we have community services, and it has benefit for you. We have health and care. We have education. We have environmental. We have emergency response. All these ones should be a kind of volunteering role that you should play as alumni executive and extend it to all branches globally. And when you are doing this, you should take something into consideration. One, no payment. Two, is a commitment. And three, you should follow the organization rule, which is very important. That is, it may require training or background checks. And note this for yourself. Don't say that because you are executive. Don't let it overwhelm your personal responsibility. It should not. Your volunteering roles also cover mentoring, event organization. Yes, we've done it sometimes. Those alumni in Lagos, they supported 2008 capital campaign. Those in Abuja, they supported capital campaign endowment launch in Abuja. Advocacy, fundraising, skill-based contribution. These roles strengthen alumni networks, support current students, and often leads to deeper financial and emotional investment in the institution. So I would like you to go through the volunteering roles of alumni, as we put it on this slide, that it creates vibrant alumni communities and reduces institutional costs. Alumni serve as ambassadors during fundraising campaigns. So in diverse ways, you are playing your volunteering roles. Apart from community service and advocacy, there's skill-based volunteering. And this skill volunteering, the university management should understand this. Any program you are organizing, invite, before you can call any external people, reach your alumni first. Reach your alumni first. Because they are the backbone of that university. Even let the non-teaching staff understand. Anything they may be organizing, let them reach FUTA alumni first to come and give talk, to come and present anything, to come and share anything. So it's very important. It's very, very important. So because alumni contribute professional expertise.
We'll see on. Are we on?
Yes.
Maybe
there.
it's on site.
Maybe it's a temporary something.
Late Professor, our former FISI, Olabiji, blessed be his memory. He didn't play with the the oil and gas alumni. He didn't play with them. Every year we are taking that department to them to interact.
Network. And this is not set. Yeah. So
Member, they are mentors. They are mentors for volunteering. Know that you are a mentor. Yes. And you should be able to organize different programs as a mentor. And university should be able to engage you as a mentor. Specifically, let me mention one. In your community service project, this one should be a fantastic thing to showcase your university and to showcase yourself, because they require your coordination, your logistic, and your collective buy-in. And once a culture of volunteering is seeded through mentorship, it is easier to expand outward into broader service initiative. So, and we have suggested steps of engaging in mentorship. Yes, we have different steps. You launch structural alumni mentorship program like Career Talk. We thank FUTA for that they are now having a career department. Yes. One-on-one guidance, industry panels, yes. Creating and spotlighting mentors publicly to normalize volunteering, and transition into alumni-led community service project, and leveraging the momentum and network building. So this one is very important. This way, alumni first experience, I'm still saying it. The alumni first experience the personal satisfaction of giving back, then scale that energy into collective impact. And we have the impact, it has impact on alumni. Yes, you're volunteering from mentorship. So you are building leadership and networking. For event organization, you are creating lasting friendship. On your fundraising, you are deepening emotional investment. On your community service, you are providing fulfillment. It provides fulfillment and feasibility for you. And skill-based volunteering, yeah, it showcases alumni achievement. So on this volunteering, I'm still saying, FUTA at this moment should be able to have microfinance bank like other institutions. There are many, even insurance, because the vehicle being used by employees of FUTA, if you can't use it's more than 200 or 500. If you have insurance agents there in FUTA insurance agency, say alumni could reach the world for them. It's a way of still generating fund to FUTA. So let me go quickly before I round up. The alumni and FUTA global competitiveness. As we know that institutional global competitiveness, IGC, refer to our institution's ability to produce graduates with disciplines and knowledge that succeed in international markets while improving the teaching, learning, research, and community development, and significantly contribute to the national development, prosperity, and living standard of its people. It is measured by productivity, innovation, infrastructure, and policies that sustain long-term educational and economic growth. And we have core concept of global competitiveness, according to definition of the World Economic Forum. We have key drivers like government policy, infrastructure. Part of the government policy is what I said it happened at the beginning of this presentation that January 26, 2026, the federal government of Nigeria, Federal Ministry of Education, inaugurated what we call Nigerian University Advancement Program, being headed by Dr. Ann Okaume. We have 129 participants at that program. So, hello? So, the practical action, step by step, what I want the university management, to understand is mentorship and career development. Mentorship. And I want the alumni also to understand that their mentoring program is very relevant to their alma mater's development. It is a future development of FUTA in area of career choices of our students, in area of entrepreneurship, and in area of global competitiveness. So I hope I have 10 minutes more. So we have a case of Harvard. Our director of WASCA said it. So my VC, my guy said it. Harvard played a greater role in global competitiveness because it comes from strong alumni network. So much of the Harvard today and MIT, they are as a result of strong alumni network that fund $1 billion endowment, create startup and influence policy worldwide. FUTA can replicate this by cultivating alumni associations that are active, well-organized, and globally connected. So alumni are not just graduates, they are strategic assets. By contributing financially, professionally, and reputationally, they help their alma mater climb global rankings, attract talents, and remain competitive in the international education landscape. So we have practical plans, step by step, and let's go to strengthening global competitiveness. How do we do that? It's the effort of the alumni and the university management. So it should have pleased me well if all head of department could hear this, because we need to establish global alumni association and chapters across the region. We need to create digital platform, either through applications, portals, linking group for continuous engagement. We need to encourage alumni mentorship program for students and recent. And you can do it department by department, school by school. So because students move closer to their departmental heads, their teachers, before coming to the university to come and explain something at the career office. So we need to invite alumni as guest lecturers, adjunct faculty, or industry advisors. So before we can have additional curricula in our system, let us call the alumni in various industries. So because as these students, they are passing out, they'll be able to have a place. So it is very important. We should engage alumni in curriculum review to ensure programs align with international standard. We should showcase alumni success. We said that one earlier. Those are the area we should all know for us to strengthen our global competitiveness. we should develop fundraising campaign. Don't forget it. I hope Deputy Vice Chancellor Development is there. Developing fundraising campaign, targeting alumni for scholarship, research, infrastructural facilities. They are essential. And this is what the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development should bring to the management. So you can have the first speaker there. So we don't fail, and we don't think that we are going to fail, and we achieve. We achieve. You can go through the record. If anybody is giving the university management wrong information about the capital campaign or endowment of FUTA in the past, they are making errors. So you too, sir, you should find out. Let them bring the file of capital campaign to you and study it. So developing fundraising campaign, this is an opportunity for you now through the Nigerian University Advancement Program, because you have access to what we call African Financial Corporation and Nigerian Higher Education Foundations, where you can access funds. So use alumni contribution to support international collaborations and joint research. So strengthening global competitiveness. So alumni can provide job placement, internship, and career coaching. They can create alumni-led career fairs with global companies. Build alumni-driven entrepreneurship incubator and foster innovation. Let us know this. Use alumni network to establish student exchange program and joint degrees. How many foreigners are coming to FUTA in a year? If we look at the percentage, it's up to 0.5% that we are having people from Ghana, we are having people from Sierra Leone, we are having people from Liberia, we are having people from Morocco, Niger. So it's alumni that can do that. We have many alumni working in various countries, because if you look at your LinkedIn, every time you will see foreign universities linking you with their university. These are the things we need to help global competitiveness for alumni future. So stronger reputation, alumni achievement enhance the university's brand worldwide. These are the impact. Better employability. Students gain access to global opportunities through alumni. Innovation and research. Alumni support drives, cutting-edge projects, and international collaboration. Alumni act as ambassadors, linking the universities to global institutions. The first speaker said it, how he made wrong to have international collaboration and partnership. He has been doing that since I met him in FUTA in 2007. He has us to make a chart. On the chart, we'll be studying it. Which country haven't we got collaboration? I could not forget. Thank you, sir. So, strengthening global competitiveness through FUTA alumni, through university management strategy is very important, because university management must treat alumni as strategic partners, not just former students. By integrating alumni into governance, I'm repeating it, into governance, curriculum, and global outreach, FUTA can position itself as global competitive institution. Conclusion. So these are the things I've already said, that alumni are not just former students, but I'm just going to take theory of it, that alumni should imbibe the culture of volunteering and philanthropy in a bid to time and effort freely, to give their time and effort freely to help others or a cause they care about. It builds a stronger community and enrich their own lives through skills
Our former Chief Development Officer, Mr. Enock Ajayi. That was a beautiful presentation and, of course, an eye-opener to us all. And I think that institutional global competitiveness is a collective effort, but particularly spearheaded by the alumni. So I'm sure that those of us who are alumni by or alumnus by birth, and those who are alumnus by association and by virtue of attending FUTA as the university, we have picked that for now. Thank you so much. It's been a nice time here so far. I'd like to. Okay, just a second, please. I would like to go into the question and answer session, and to do that, yes, I'll invite Professor Peter Adeyewa, the Dean of the School of Postgraduate Studies. He will be chairing the session briefly. So if you have any questions, kindly indicate, and your questions will be attended to. So I will just give Professor Adeyewa 1 minute to step back inside. He stepped out a while ago, and we'll be done in no time. So thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who is online. Thank you for committing to being here. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you thus far. I'm sorry, just stepping in right now.
I hope he's been told.
It's away. Okay. Yes. I guess that's the director of Corporate Communications and Protocol. I guess he wants to ask a question. So let Prof start off, and then he'll be able to take questions. Okay, so we have Prof back in here now. Question and answer session will start immediately.
Thank you. I would like to again appreciate our two presenters, starting with our respected former Vice Chancellor here. Of course, you will agree with me that the two presentations outstanding. In fact, I was taking off my feet during the first presentation. The level at which we're taking to, it will take a while for us to be able to recover, from it. Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate that. If we send that paper, out for publication, it will pass any test in any standard journal outfit. We appreciate you, sir. And Mr. Ajayi, well, I am not surprised. You have been in this for long, and we all saw your efforts before your retirement. Thank you for your passion for FUTA. Respectfully, I greet everyone still online. I want us to make it business-like. If you have contributions, maybe you can make that later. Let us attend to questions, maybe clarifications, things you want light on. And please, as much as possible, I've done the appreciation on our behalf. Don't let us, continue appreciating our presenter. Time is of essence here. I will, maybe after the question and answer session, I will make my short remark too. I want us to keep the time. So if I can see one hand, that is Mr. Owoyemi. Is that? Oh, okay. Our indefatigable PRO. Good morning, sir. Or is it morning? It's afternoon already. Please feel free. Your mic is not on yet. You are still muted.
Oh, no. Yes. I hope I can be heard.
Yes, loud and clear.
I hope I'm okay. Let me join others who have appreciated the two major presenters. They did very well. We're not surprised given the antecedents. I'd like to just point out something and then ask Professor Adeyewa a question. In spite of some of the shortcomings in the area of advancement, I like to say that in the area of engagement of alumni, FUTA is doing creditably well. There is a connectivity between our alumni and the university. And we have been able to achieve this by leveraging on our social media platforms. Time when we're not hearing from our alumni, I like to say that every step of the way, especially those of them in the diaspora, it's no longer us reaching out to them, but they're reaching out to us. And that has actually cemented their connection with their university. And I'm going to say something very interesting to corroborate what people have been talking about, their learning experience there and how they're going to continue to give back to the alma mater. There is this guy who I met in his year 3 here. And then we connected, we did one or two things relating to him. And when he graduated, we reached back to him, asking him that he should give the last but one registry annual lecture. He flew in from the US, did not take a kobo from the university, from the registry, and I'm sure he did that because when he was there, some of us connected with him and he remembered, and he was able to also do something like that for the university. He eventually got an honorary degree from the university. So I like to say that in spite of the fact that we may not be where we should be, FUTA has connected and has done very well in terms of engagement with his alumni. And we can only farm it up if when they are here, they are treated nicely. And so when they talk about, because Prof made a statement the other time that when you don't treat them well, when they see that people are criticizing their university, they join in the criticism. But when you treat them well, when they get out of here, they become people that will defend their university with the last drop of their blood. Now, the question is for Professor Adeyewa. In terms of getting people to give to the university, should it always be connected with your giving them honorary degree? Let me reframe it, sir. Some have said that in order for you to get the moneyed people to do something for your university, you must appreciate them with honorary before water. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. The question is clear. Who else is asking question online so that we give preference to our online audience? If you have a question, can you please signify? Anyone? Okay. Engineer Deji Aduwo, I greet you.
I'm here, my brother. Well done, sir. How are you, Prof?
Thank you. I'm good.
Actually, I didn't really. Can I just speak one moment, please?
Okay, just make it short.
Very short. It's in line with just, what the last speakers just said about. There's this particular person in Lagos that I think the university should really consider for honorary degree. I'm going to put it to you, and I want you to note that. It's a person of, in fact, his name was mentioned during this by the first speaker. That is Chris Ajayi. Is one, yeah, he has done so well for FUTA. And every time it seems that the school is not really looking on his side. It's our strong pillar in Lagos. No, anything we are doing in Lagos is our strong pillar. And I want the university to actually look at him. He's a person that can move a lot of people to school, to FUTA. He has the influence, he has the respect of his mates. And when we are looking at so many things, we are looking at, okay, issue of contribution. There are some people, they may not really have money to contribute any longer, but they have the influence to move a lot of people that can lead to development. And on this seminar, I just want it to be a reference point that the management should take it up and look into that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, engineer, for that. I think that name rings bell. It will be looked into, and if we have such suggestions, it's part of it. Of course, you know, we have the committee set up to look into that. There are things to be considered. But the suggestion is well noted. Thank you very much. Anybody asking question? Okay, I can see Benedict. Thank you. Can you have the, let's take Benedict first.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it is afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay. It's my pleasure to be part of this forum, and I'm speaking from Abuja. Now, we have listened to all the talks and I think they are beautiful. They are the way forward. Now, we've talked about treating the students well while they are in school. I was also hoping, if there is a possibility, can we look at why the students are leaving for NYSC? In places where we already have established branches, can there be an handshake between the school, that's between FUTA, and the branches, so that perhaps they can help in assisting the young core members on arrival in those environments? Because sometimes at that period, even if they have any grudges against the school, if that is able to be amended during the service year, they will owe their commitment to the school. But if some had fought it alone in the school, fought it alone at NYSC, they might decide to say, to hell with the school and a student. That's just my contribution. if that is possible.
Beautiful contributions. Well noted. Can we take the question from Mr. Aruna Okubanjo? We'll take it in that order.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, sirs. I must appreciate the two guest speakers. The lecture that I've received in the recent past, based on Alumni Engagement Advancement Center, I think these two lectures are simply the best among the lectures I've received in the recent past as far as alumni engagement is concerned. But I must say this, sir, that it is alumni engagement is not only about organizing social events and sending newsletter. It's about fostering long-term relationship between graduates, often values. And that values I'm talking about, we have to look at the issue of this asking for, what do we call it, from the registry, when you want to ask for your result. I think it's always very difficult sometimes when you want to transcript. Sorry, thank you very much. From the registry department, it takes time. It's frustrating. Sometimes it makes one look at, is it not the same footer that I finished from? Why is it so difficult? So that's why we're looking about offering value as in postgraduate. Then involving us in the activities that has to do with the advance the mission of the institution, not sending us only newsletter, not organizing social. We should be involved in the activities that have to do with advancement of the university mission and vision. Then for us to have the University Advancement Center needs to do a lot, because the first speaker has talked much about the University Advancement Center in terms of capacity building. The Advancement Center should also extend that capacity building to the alumni itself in terms of leadership training within another university, because if we must achieve the desired result, then the leadership of alumni should also be trained in terms of capacity building to let them understand what the university is expected for them and what is their role as the leadership of the Alumni Association of the university. So we also need to look at that. So we should build more relationship than looking at financial resources, because when we have a good relationship within the university, then other things will flow. Because that FUTA brand, we should let the alumni understand that that FUTA brand is very important to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contributions. Well noted. But I have this information on the issue of transcript. A lot of improvements on the, of course, there is no system that cannot be optimized. It can be better. But in case maybe you transacted business on that long time ago, but those who are working recently, we attest to it that improvement has come, but it can always be better. And I tell you, that's why the aspect of helping the system is really, really very necessary. If we have intranets where we move documents and the server is within, some of these things can be done seamlessly, which is the area we're really looking at. By God's grace, as we coming into School of Postgraduate Studies, I know we have some challenges in the aspect of transcript there. By God's grace, is the area we're going to face with great people like you. I know we are going to surmount that mountain very, very shortly. A prof was Professor Lawrence Oshoba was raising his hand. Don't put it down. Okay. Let's get start Sylvester first. Sorry, before you, Sylvester.
Okay. Sylvester.
Thank you, everybody present there. Sylvester, I think I finished from FUTA 95. Presently the secretary of the 95 alumni group. I have one problem. I finished from the Department of Animal Production and Health, APH that time. 2 years ago, there was a copper that was sent to my farm because I'm into animal consultancy. I have a pig farm also. So a copper was sent from FUTA to the farm. I was appointed in that copper. Because I know when we were in FUTA, we had a teaching and research farm. where we all go to farm in the morning to do 1 or 2 practicals. After that, we have corpers around us now. It seems the system has gone down, where a student will not even know what an animal is. I don't know if FUTA still has a teaching and research farm. If they don't have, please, I want that to come back on board, where students can learn. A graduate of animal science and production and a graduate of animal production and health will not even identify what a pig is or what a pig is or the categories of pigs. It is alarming. It is bad. And I want to, like we have talked about mentorship of students. If I'm a graduate of that department, I want to see students from that department buoyant and good and say, yes, I'm from that department. That is what FUTA is supposed to be. Because I'm proud of being the graduate of FUTA. Because that's what I use to feed and what I do now. I consult for people. And I want people to graduate from that school and be consultants and be able to know their right from right in areas of animal production and health. Thank you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Sylvester. Thank you, Mr. Sylvester. Wonderful observation there. Wonderful observation there. It's one of the things we are fighting. It's one of the things we are fighting. The new generation of students we have, there is a problem with what we put in and the output we get. And of course, it's a trend. Everybody wants quick money now. They won't come to class. If you check that student you are reporting on, I'm very sure the grade of or the class of a degree in his hands will not be a very sound one. And it could be one of these, terrible ones who will just find their ways, But your observation is noted, and of course, it's going to be escalated so that we do more from our end here. Thank you for your observation. The issue of teaching and research, in fact, it has been expanded. Not only that we have it, I'm very sure it's better than what you had during your time. But the problem is you can force a camel to get to the river, but to force the camel to drink from the river is always very difficult. Of course, we have those outliers, some cases of students who will not really imbibe what FUTA stands for. We'll continue to do our best. Thank you. Let's take a Prof so that we can now get responses to our questions. We see how beautiful they are. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Our former DVC and the 2 guest lecturers. Thank you very much, Professor Vincent, Director of Advancement. I'm particularly delighted to have listened to this great lecture because it takes whatever view I have about understanding alumni workings even further. So I'm glad also that Prof, the first lecture, has been able to give us a template of what to work with in the next 5 years. I want to believe that mandate, what to expect in 2031, is actually the bedrock of what we need to, because as Prof emphasized, we are visible, but what of the impact? So I'm believing that with this input that we have, and this, you have done the real hard work of marshalling out how to get to where we're going for us. And I'm really proud of that. And I believe that as a member of the alumni, as alumni of the university, we will work the university to make sure that these dreams are attainable. Thank you very much for the opportunity to participate in this workshop. Thank you, sir.
Prof. Maybe I will hand us over to Prof to take some of the questions asked, and maybe we'll take 1 or 2 comments before we round up this session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, let me appreciate you. It's a great honor for me that we are still active in our alma mater. Some of us are just more than just a lecturer. When I was going on my, after my tenure as DVC, DVCD, people were asking me, are you sure you can be passionate about another system? Because when you cut us into million parts, each part will be speaking about FUTA. I was surprised because it's not just the FUTA anthem that we composed together initially. Got so many things about FUTA. I just love FUTA. And I want to thank all of you who have made comments or asked questions. Let me start with Mr. Adeyewa. You know, we are so fortunate in FUTA. We have Mololu Adeyewa, and we have Adebanjo Adeyewa. So you have made some beautiful comments, and I must appreciate Victor Efesue, Benga Barada. So are just wonderful. I mean, we go to Abuja, we talk together. How do we do this and all this? People have been great. And I'm very grateful that we still have strong connectivity with these people. They are very, very strong. And I'm glad to know that they are still reaching out. Very great. They're reaching out. I was let a cat out of the bag. Some of us are creating some networks that will outlast us. Because I keep monitoring what is happening in FUTA, our ranking and so on. I can see wherever I am. Because we must get there. So there's some framework that we are creating, and that's why we still need some of us to still be part of it. And I was talking to people and say, who are those in alumni body? Who will be part of this? Who will be like men of Isaac? Who will see what we need to do? So I'm glad that people are reaching out. I know I was talking to Professor Aleshe some time ago because when we're at DVC, we make sure it's all about alumni. Anything, because we can trust them. We can trust ourselves. And himself being an alumnus. And now they are growing up. See, Professor Ajayi and many of us, we are growing up. That's great. So I'm happy to know that. And in particular about I wish the name had been mentioned. All the way from America. Some of them are in IT. They have ideas and they are moving. I remember when we had the first, I called it El Shaddai something. Now, 2007, we failed. Alumni and the street by the server. In those days, things were difficult to come by. And it succeeded. We call it El Shaddai test. I say cannot fail because El Shaddai is backing up. So we have them, and we still have those. I remember that Professor Alesi was talking about some of them, that they suffered, they brought their own input and so on, and university did not treat them well. And I wanted to say, anytime they are meeting, I'm willing to go and double it. That's what we need. People who are passionate about the university. Now, so we thank you who have been working for university. You now talked about getting people to give. The question I can say that Mr. Adebanjo has asked is, must it be transactional? That's right. Very good questions. Some of us, when we're in the federal university, some believe that you cannot be a VC in a federal university without being transactional. Well, that bothers me. I was the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Development, who are dealing with contractors. In fact, even when I was DVC, you cannot give me Christmas hamper. Was that serious? Why would I get a hamper from a contractor who will not say, I gave him this, and so I need that? So after years later, when I was selling some things, I say, did they mention my name? Say, they can't mention your name. But this transactional thing is so bad. And I thank God I carried that to my university, such that when we are given awards, it's not because of, some will say, what will you give us? Well, we can give you this. It's transactional. Transactional leadership I teach leadership. I hate it. You cannot be transactional as a father and get something good. You have to be ethical. So, and we did it. I told you our error. We gave somebody, this way we have car wash now. That parking. We took him there. I was a senator. I said, don't worry, we'll do it. Till today, And I always refer to transactional something. We should not give up because when you give, in fact, let me confess it. There was a particular person that we gave award. In those days was like, what can we do? Build this and that. EFCC came back later on to ask about him. and say he stole money when he was governor. But the good thing was that they found that he at least did something good. Not like those who just take it to and so on. So we have seen that this transactional something is not the best. So when we are giving something, we give because of what they have given.
Yeah.
And what they are still giving. Yeah. And so it's very important that we note that very well, that we should not be transactional. Anything you are doing, you see, even lecturers are transactional. Students are becoming transactional now. If you give me this, I'll give you this. It's rubbish. We should stop it. And I've been talking about this. And I've pledged that I want to train people on leadership before I go. Why? Because we see leaders now who are transactional. As dean, as lecturer, these students are transactional. Sir, can you do this and something? During my time, somebody bought tires for somebody so that he can pass PGD. Only law. The lecturer was sent away. Because he came to our panel and we said, how can you allow people to be buying tires? You know, shaking.
Another one was sent away recently.
We should stop that. We should stop that. I want to thank you, sir. We shouldn't get that. We should change that culture of transactional something. In fact, with major universities, you know, when I was there as DVC, that was when we had the KEFI declaration. Because we saw that people are doing transactional. And then we said that at Nasarawa, you cannot give somebody something if he's a serving senator, governor. And then those who did, we purported their something. Because I was a chairman of Vice Chancellors. We did a lot of things to sanitize, but we will still continue to pray. Now, the engineer Duo actually talked about Enock Ajayi, and I'm so glad he did talk about him. You see, there's something called continuity. I don't know if I was still around, like Enock Ajayi will not get something. You know, we approached Enock Ajayi, he did something for us. Yeah. And to mobilize students, I told them, go to Enock Ajayi. You know, if he did something for them again, correct? People like that, and I'm glad he's still doing something. Enock Ajayi, I mean, we should honor him. We should celebrate him. And that is why Advancement Center and the university, they are like this. Very key. Those who have done something for us, let's celebrate them to encourage others so that others can also do for us. So Enock Ajayi has been on our database and it should not be there. And I'm glad I still had the influence and something. So, and then he also mentioned that is our brother Benedict Agunloye talked about handshake between core members during service. That's a very wonderful innovation. I think we're talking about people when they are going. I remember as DVC, people were going for what's it called now? This 6 months. IT. Industrial. In fact, I created an acronym. If you do well there, when you come back, we'll celebrate you. So whenever they are going out, or even on short trips, I heard about someone who went on IT and they paired themselves with sleeping boys and girls. And I said, what kind of image are we creating in that place where they went? So we must talk to them and we must reach out to them. So that even parents, these days we are becoming, we talk to parents so that parents can talk to their kids and so on. We are dealing with this generation. So it's a wonderful idea. I can see it anywhere you go. You know, one of the reasons why Redeem is so everywhere. Go, they say, okay, now that parish will establish. So why don't you establish the parish of FUTA? Wherever you are. So wherever you are. Establish the parish of just where you be somewhere. You know, what is so. You know, when I see people from Ilorin, they say we're better by far. They say we are greater by far. Then like they talk as anybody. I also talk to the VC of something. I say elephant in the room. You are so big you can't run. That's why we are taking it. Oh my God. Well, the best Yeah. On the down alone. They cannot. So, Mr. Haruna Kubanjo, thank you very much for the issue of transcripts. You know, I don't know what is happening now. But when we were there, we were so passionate about everything. Why did, thank God we have smarty boys here who were requested smarty. And one of the things we did so that FUTA will have a legacy is to train somebody and put him in that office there so that he can harvest from smarty and put it there for transcript. And it was working. We still need to do more work. In fact, what I'm saying is that if VC hears out of transcript runs, every one of us must run so that this thing becomes not people, I'm looking for a transcript. You should be able to say that, my university, you will enjoy some goodies. So thank you for saying that. And we need more leadership training. Yes. During our time, it was talking about training leaders. We did it here, and when I went to the university, I replicated it. We took student leaders because they are our future, and we took them abroad to be trained. In fact, this boy who was also part of us, he was part of it. Now he has established his own something, Kings or something. Kings. We must train them. Train them in Abuja, train them because we're investing in them. They are our capital. Yeah. Their influence is so important. Okay, and then Mr. Sylvester, thank you so much for what you said. I'm happy that you credited some, how many years ago now? Some 31 years ago. And you are still speaking about FUTA. That is great. What you have seen is what we are seeing now. I tell people in my department, I want to teach, even at the undergraduate level. Why? Because of opportunity to mentor. This afternoon now, in fact, 1 o'clock, I should have been having them. Why I teach them is the mentoring. When we talk, they listen. Because I tell them that all my children have graduated from. So they will listen. I'm a grandparent, so when I talk to them and say, well, you. We have Yahoo boys now. We have a problem of massification. Instead of 52 in the class or 25, we have 100 and more. So we are having a lot of challenges. And then we have this, just like Professor Adeyewa has said, we have this new generation, they don't bother about anything or something. And so you find that they are long. You even say education is scam. In class, I take time to talk to them, to ginger them, to educate them. We need to do some more. But I want to beg of you, please, can you go back to the department and talk to them about this? He has said they will take it up, but we need to take it up that people are going out there to shame on. Not good enough. Do something about that. Although it is this generation. Then Professor Lawrence Oshoba pledged to work with us to attain our something together. One of my slides I say, can we be co-authors of this? I want, something happened. FUTA and OU were competing in terms of result generation. Yeah. And I had my India friend and something. They were working and we were working. Okay. But how did you do it? We surmounted them. FUTA Smarty became a trademark. Yeah. This can also be a trademark, not to say anything, but to bump them. So we're talking about FUTA Apex now. Yeah. Do they have OU Apex? They can borrow from us. So please, can we set a roadmap and work this together? What I can tell you is that if we join together, we can make FUTA to attain the dream that we're dreaming together. And by the grace of God, we'll get there. Because by the time we use our own mechanism, they will see that we are progressing and they don't have any choice. That's to say, you're doing it, and to call us. So I want to thank you so much for this opportunity. But lest I forget, we need to go forward from this lecture. I am providing in PDF something. I'll clean it up because I was still working on it this morning. Okay. It was big work. And then I intend to write a 25, 30-page executive summary. Because you have been executive pathway, what executive don't have to create something that can even be given to even the council if they want. Okay. So that these documents are there. This is the pathway, this is the future. Whoever comes. And for our VC now, she'll have been here at your university. But comes after her. Who is the person? We want to, do something to say, look, this is FUTA. We don't want anyone to change the pathway. We want to increase than decrease. So whatever you want us to do together, I'm going to create the task books and give it to you and the members of the. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Well, we'll do the appreciation together. Our alumni president worldwide is there. But very shortly, can we hear Mr. Enock Ajayi, maybe one or two comments on those questions? If you have anything to add.
My Oga has said it all, but I just want to add to leadership role. This leadership role is one of my major presentation. Leadership role leads to volunteering role, mentorship, and how to imbibe philanthropic culture. So that leadership role, I would like you to go through my slide at your leisure time. That is that. On that transcript issue raised by Haruna, I hope it improved for the past 5 years when I was in FUTA, but the only thing that we want transcript office to do is that they should not be expecting to follow up before they take action. If their money is paid, the students should be able to receive that the money paid and transcript will be forwarded as also date. So that one should be there, is very important. So it will give the student rest of mind. And where the transcript is going, they too, they will be expecting that transcript, not that you put them in darkness. So we would like you to have that to read. So my Oga said it all. And regarding this NOSC membership, the lazy one, I hope before our students pass out, finally, there should be a kind of induction, either one day, it can be 2 or 3 hours, to induct them on how to behave at their service here. Because I do expect, I usually tell some students when they are going that, make sure that you do something that will hire you either national or state award. Is what I've got in the past when I was serving. So they need a kind of orientation of 2 hours, not to know how to behave themselves. And that one will give alumni that will receive them confidence that they are coming from their alma mater. So the youthful exuberance need to be cautioned by training, retraining, in order to make this youth be useful to themselves. So that's just, I'm just backing what my Oga said. Chris Ajagu is a wonderful alumnus ever since I've been in FUTA. Even the first capital campaign we launched in 2008 in Lagos, he performed wonderfully. When we didn't expect something, he gave generously. And he has been backing FUTA since then in everything FUTA is doing. Please, anyway, the university can appreciate him, consider him. He is a worthy ambassador. I'm saying it again, he is a worthy ambassador. Yes, no, he was a member of University Advancement Board, and he has been there ab initio from the inauguration in 2013. So he has been there. So no, 2011. He has been there. So March 24, 2011. So please, any way the university could appreciate him before it is too late. And these are the alumni we could make, even as one of the board of trustees of the university. So please, you can still go through the volunteering role. of my presentation. They had to imbibe the philanthropic culture that should start from department, schools, and it will grow like that. And it will sustain advancement services, institutional fundraising, alumni engagement, alumni relations sustainability, and these things should be handled professionally. So I want the director of Advancement Center to know that the job is a professional job. So it needs training and training and training. Because again, I appreciate you for having me for this wonderful third seminar of executive alumni worldwide. God bless FUTA. Thank you, sir. Hello?
Maybe one or two comments to our president worldwide and the Advancement Center. I think there is a serious need for us to go on aggressive baptism of spirit of FUTA, aggressive baptism of our students to be baptized with spirit of FUTA. I'm saying this because I saw spirit of Ife. They intimidate everyone anywhere they get to. Once they are just two, they don't need to be 3, 4, 5, you know. They will take over and they will be over you. They will, even when they don't have much to really display, the spirit is really there. And I think I want, you know, the Advancement Center to take this up. I don't know, maybe right from the matriculation, I mean, what do you call it, orientation, you know, right from the onset. People should be excited. FUTA is a name that you can take to anywhere and it will sell. That's number one. Number two, I want both the Advancement Center and our alumni body to start preaching the love for FUTA, you know, across, you know, the alumni body, everywhere. Let everybody, this is our own, the love for it, the passion. You cannot claim FUTA has not made, you know, contributions to your life. You pass through here. You hold the certificate, whether you are using directly or indirectly, something has been imparted, you know. So the love for FUTA should come up, you know, as what we start preaching when we meet them. I don't know how our president, you know, we take that up, but I think it's high time we start, you know, doing that. Then we should play down on these politics of pulling others down just because we want to occupy position. I think that has done a lot of disservice to the body, a lot. So many people are staying away, you know, just because of the way we play politics, just because we want to choose, you know, executives, and becomes tug of war and, you know, using mouth to run others down and things like that. People who still respect their name and integrity will just stay away, and which is not really good. You know, I don't know what can really be done, but something must be done. If people are coming to serve, I don't know why they should, you know, kill others because, you know, you want to come and serve. It's a big issue. Ordinarily, the alumni body, FUTA chapter should be the largest, you know, membership.
Yes.
You know, should be a viral, you know, vibrant branch. But, you know, all these petty politics, you know, has made people to just, of course, I know some people are not really interested, but some of us, we are die-hearted, you know, FUTarians, proud, not only proud. Where else will I go? I hold 3 degrees, you know, of this. So I'm not only passionate, I am ready to, to go to any length, to defend FUTA. Thank you very much. I would like at this point, and I would like to mention that the entrepreneurship drive for FUTA now is top notch. The management is really trying in this regards. Of course, it can be improved upon, and it's rubbing on our students. You can see them, all over. So we would do more so that we get more results. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I can see one lady. I don't know, maybe we have more. Madam Abiola. Okay, he's there. I didn't look at your face. I thought we have somebody online who is she's on so that we can hear her voice. All right. I'll you over to you.
Excuse me, sir. Before the president takes on, let me just briefly say that I really appreciate everyone here because you have made it a beautiful day. I want to appreciate the director. I want to appreciate those who have been here. The DVCD and DVCA is like commandeering them. Yeah. And I want to thank them for the honor. And Mr. CDO, I don't know, Ajayi, see, this is wonderful. This is wonderful that we have him and it's nice to meet somewhere. Passion. Not okay for Apex.
Yes.
Understand that the librarian is still there. Can you imagine?
Wow.
The same with Professor Lule here. Wow. Professor Adeyemi, Awoyemi, because you are a librarian, you're a professor. Thank you so much, sir. We are grateful. And let me appreciate our good friend here. Can you imagine I just called him this morning?
Yeah.
That's the Professor Yodeji. So when he was talking about passion, you can see it. I just told him and he said, oh, I'll be there. Because he didn't have anything. And he stayed throughout. Shake hands. Have a long question, everyone. Let's show.
Thank you so much, Professor Adeyewa. When it comes to FUTA, Prof is never caught unawares.
No.
That we are grateful. And also say very big thank you to Professor Ayodeji for your time. That was a good time sharing. Just before we round up, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I call on the alumni president, Mr. Billy Iguje, to move the protocol.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Prof. And it's really a pleasure to be here. It's not, I don't think it's a wasted time, even though the time is fast spent. And many of us today is a business day for some of us and many of us. So I don't think today is the time that we spend together is a worthless one. But I really want to thank, firstly, the Madam VC for giving us the opportunity to showcase this as the Advancement Center for putting up this. So I really thank her for our leadership role. And those are represented are the DVCA Professor Amos and DVCA Academics and DVCA Development, DVC Development, Professor Sunday. So I want to appreciate, I really want to appreciate everyone for your time. And before we go, cannot say that we did not benefit from the two presenters, Professor Debo Adeyewa, for, in fact, you are in my own mind, you are going to repeat this for us again, because we as executive, we really need this. You just brought, we've been thinking, I, for one, have been thinking that, yes, we are doing well, but with what you just gave us now, in fact, we are not really there. The only constant thing in life is change. So we improve and we will see where we are now is we are not really comfortable, and we want to move further from where we are. And with your presentation today, in fact, I have something to do, but the slides, as you move from one slide to another, it gives me that encouragement to sit down and listen more. And having listened to it, I say I'm not yet satisfied. I want to still listen to it, maybe one-on-one or collectively. Sir, we'll call on you in the nearest future to give us this, to give us a presentation again, most especially leadership role and all that. And I appreciate Mr. Enock Ajayi. I know you've really worked tirelessly when you were in the Advancement Center, and you chose during your presentation when you were presenting it. So we'll call on you, and we appreciate you for your time. You said you have 45 minutes, you want to rush somewhere, but with the spirit of FUTA, you kept on. So, sir, really appreciate you. Thank you for your presentation. And I cannot really forget to appreciate the director, Professor Vincent Ajayi. You've really tried to bring these resource persons together. When my expectation was cut short, what we were expecting, just like one of us, the first one of the seminars that we attended last year or so, though it was good, this is superb. Thank you very much, sir, for doing this. So I really want to appreciate again those the alumnus online and those that are there physically. It's not easy to give your time. Time, as they say, is money. So it's not really easy to give your time. And I want to still appreciate the newest dean, Prof. You as you were told, you were just told today. That's the spirit of FUTA, and I appreciate you for coming and to add more colors to this presentation. We will still call on everyone, and what you said is not really out of play. Bringing politics to where you want to serve voluntarily is really, it does not really make sense. So, but we'll come, when I will come to FUTA, we will see physically and we'll discuss and we'll see how to move our alma mater forward. Thank you once again. I appreciate everyone. Thank you very much, everyone. Good day.
Everyone, and on this note, we call it a day. Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, the prof.